I cannot tell it all. Hey, Narekelemo. Hello, my beautiful people. You're welcome back to my channel. If you ask me why I am so happy, it is because now it is official that I am a beneficiary of the Tony Elumelu Foundation grant of 2022. Oh my God, we are celebrating. So it's time to pop champagne. Wanna get closer, it's not over. We go pop champagne. Really, I am very, very happy. And most importantly, I am so grateful to God for bringing me this far. Like from every indication, it was as if I might not win this grant, but as God will have it, He made it happen. I am so grateful to Him. And also, I am so grateful to somebody that is not even on this platform, but most likely I'm going to send him this link, and that is Pharmacist Gabu. Honestly, I don't know this man from anywhere. I just met him on Facebook because there was a time the Young Pharmacists group organized, or somebody dropped a link to one of his live sessions on Facebook, and I decided to join. You know, the inquisitive me decided to join the live stream on Facebook, and that was how I added him as my friend on Facebook. And before I knew it, at some point, I just wanted to have my own pharmacy, and I saw him share Tony Elumelu Foundation that, okay, do you need grants? Just a simple sentence on his Facebook wall. And I clicked in and I decided to join his WhatsApp membership. And honestly, I have no regrets because this man has been instrumental to my winning of this grant. He mentored me, and then I am so grateful to him. Pharmacist Gabu is resident in Kaduna, is a business consultant, and I might be leaving his contacts in the description. If you have any business idea, he's a business consultant, and he usually shares, grants. He shares links to several opportunities that we can maximize as Nigerian youth. So, also, let me thank my sister, because that pitch video that I shared in one of my previous videos, recent video, I made that video with her phone, and she took me to a photographer studio to make that video, because at that point, my phone was bad. My phone screen was spoiled. So she came through for me, and I was able to submit my pitch video. So I'm so grateful. And in today's video, basically, I'm going to be interviewing myself. So if you are here and have decided to apply for Tony Elumelu Foundation grant, come 2023, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification, because you're not going to regret. I'm going to walk you through all the steps, basically. So let's just get down to business so that this video will not be too long. Remember that I promised Olufunke Fatoki Zoe that we're going to be having a giveaway. So on this channel, stay tuned, because we are going to have a giveaway very soon. So I was really happy when I, saw the mail yesterday night that I was eligible. And, earlier when I told you that they sent us a form, some of us, they sent us a form to fill. And I already filled that form, and I was able to submit yesterday. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to God. So just today, I want to quickly interview myself. I had to jot down some questions and answers that will be useful to anybody that is willing to apply next year. So first was appreciation, and that I have done. I've appreciated God. I've appreciated my mentor, the person that shared Tony Elumelu Foundation on his Facebook wall, from which I took it up. I've appreciated my younger sister. Who else do I even want to appreciate? Okay, I appreciate everybody here for at least watching my videos. Whether you like Tony Elumelu Foundation or not, you have been watching. And yes, I have to appreciate you, my subscribers and intending subscribers. Thank you guys so much. My first question is, what did I do right? Like, what would I advise anybody who is about to apply for Tony Elumelu Foundation grant come 2023 to do? The answer is simple but long. First of all, I will advise that they should start now. If you are going to apply in 2023, then start making research from now. If you have an existing business, and Let me tell you, I had no existing business. Till date, I don't have an existing business. I only have an idea. So it was my idea that I presented. I earned me this $5,000. You don't have to have an existing business. But if you have an existing business that is 3 years or younger, then you can also apply. And now you should start looking for ways to present a unique idea. Or if you already have a business, you should try to, make your research from now on ways to present your business in a unique way. Tony Elumelu wouldn't, award this grant to anybody with a typical, like a normal business. Take for instance now, when I saw the opportunity, before then, I had a registered business name with CAC, a pharmaceutical and store, with pharmacy and store. And I just thought that, oh, this is a good platform for me to, get some funds to start my pharmacy. And that was it. Then I spoke with this Mr. Fam Gabu, and he told me, no, they wouldn't award such a business idea because this is what most people are doing already. They want you to come up with something that is unique, that is not regular. They want you to come up with something that is brilliant and innovative. And I was like, oh, so I decided, to say, okay, let me change it from pharmacy and stores to maybe pharmaceutical care center. Like, okay, let me try and specialize and, focus on people with chronic diseases. And then he said that was a brilliant idea. That was what he told me. And I picked it up from there. I started my market research. Unfortunately for me at that time, I was practicing in the community pharmacy, where I was trying to gather experience. And it was a platform for me to, ask questions from my patients. So at that point in time, I would, present my business idea to some of my patients, and I would ask them for feedbacks. And from their feedbacks, I could say that no, I had not reached my goal, that I just needed to, take a U-turn, to make a U-turn. That was not where I was going, because some of them gave positive feedback. Some of them told me about profitability. This business idea is good, but any business wants to make profit. Would it be profitable? And then I had to, continue with my research. I just knew I was not where I was going. So I went online again and I tried to see, okay, from previous year, that was 2021, how did they award these grants? What sector did they award this grant mostly to? And I saw a chart. I can't even find, because I've changed phones and I can't find all those information again. But I asked Google. So Google is your friend, and I came on YouTube to watch videos. And then I saw that healthcare actually was at the bottom. Like little, or very little people got the grant that presented healthcare ideas or healthcare businesses. And that was it for me. Then I checked the top three. I saw that agro business was top, then fashion, then tech. So that just gave me an idea of where to focus my attention. And that was how I tried to, fine tune my idea. And I reached out, immediately I reached out to my friends that were tech savvy, like tech gurus. Shout out to Alpha Wolf. See, Alpha Wolf taught me a lot of things. First, he introduced me to YouTube. I'd known YouTube before now, but I never knew I could be a YouTuber. I thought it needed some technicalities before I could become a YouTuber. So he came as a patient, and ever since then, he has been my friend and mentor. I call him mentor. Please check him out. He's doing very well for himself on YouTube. So shout out to Alpha Wolf. So I reached out to him and we started, because he's into UI UX, we started to brainstorm together. He involved some of his friends and we all started to brainstorm. And then one of my friends in church, Sister Ronke, she's also a tech guru. I reached out to her and we formed a team and we all brainstormed and we came up with the idea of Medcon app that I presented in my pitch video. In this video, I'm going to also include the pitch video, but in a slower version. That one was just the way I submitted it. I had to increase the speed so as to make it less than 3 minutes. But in this video, I'm going to include the pitch video that is slower in speed. So basically, that was what I did. I reached out to these my friends and we put our heads together and came up with this idea. Unfortunately for me, Ronke had a Figma design similar to everything I described to her. So she was, it was just miraculous. Should I just say it was miraculous? So she sent me a Figma design. I went through it and I was like, this is exactly what I am saying. And that formed the basis for the business idea that I presented to Tony Elumelu Foundation. That was how I came up with my business idea. I started out as a pharmacy and store and I ended in tech. So I'll just say that if you are willing to apply for Tony Elumelu Foundation in 2023, don't be rigid. If you have a business idea, fine, but you have to constantly fine-tune your idea till you get to where you are going. You don't have to, restrain yourself to what you already know. Be open-minded, make research and all of that. So basically, that's it for me. So some of the challenges, okay, what challenges did I face during this past 11 months with TEF, with Tony Elumelu Foundation? One of the major challenge for me was the phase of business plan and pitching. Honestly, I could have just lost out during that phase, but if not for God's mercy. So I had to make research again. You constantly make research. If you are the lazy type, you cannot apply for these grants, honestly. Let me be sincere with you. So I went online and I started, after they sent us the business plan template, I started to make research on some of the key points, that they highlighted on that business plan, like the financial aspect. I didn't know how to answer these questions. So I went online. Unfortunately, I just saw a particular material that addressed it straightforward. Was straightforward. Profitability, talking about customers in currency, I saw everything. And it was plain and straightforward and simple. And I just used that template that I saw online. So if you're here and you plan to apply in 2023, stay tuned, subscribe, and turn on the notification because I'm going to be sharing that material here later on in my subsequent videos. Another challenge that I had was at some point during the 11 months, I was very busy and I missed out on my Telegram group. I even forgot that Tef had a Telegram group, honestly. And I stopped looking at my mail, and that was when there was a misinformation kind of about the deadline for submission of business plan and pitch video. And I just realized that they asked us to submit yesterday, and I checked my mail just today. I'd missed the deadline. I made a video about that missing of deadline. You can look at that video and check the mails out. So I missed the deadline for submission of business plan and pitch phase. And at that point, I just knew that, that could be the last for me. Like, I might not be able to move ahead. But as a pharmacist, if you don't know, pharmacists don't give up that easily. There are times during pharmacy school, there are times in pharmacy school where you will not know the answers to some questions, particularly in pharmaceutics. But we will not just submit blank sheets. Pharmacists will never submit blank answer sheets. You would make sure that you come up with a story and write stories. In fact, you even write more than somebody that knows what he or she is doing. So that was exactly what happened to me. When I saw that I missed the deadline, I didn't give up. I went ahead and I still, as long as the portal for submission was still open, I submitted. Like, I submitted about 24 hours after the deadline. I submitted my business plan and my pitch video, and I just hoped on God and I was ready for the worst. But fortunately for me, they extended the deadline by 1 week. Imagine I had not gone ahead to submit. Imagine I had given up. That would have just been the end for me. But I went ahead to submit and they extended the deadline, and that was how I kept moving forward. Imagine. If I can turn back the hands of time, what would I have done differently? Okay. If I can turn back the hands of time, I probably would have done the same thing the same way I did it, except that for the deadline, I would have constantly been looking at my Telegram group and my mail, because on that Telegram group, though they talk a lot, but you get updated information, because some people are just God sense and they will continually update us on that Telegram group. And the WhatsApp group that I said I joined, the WhatsApp membership, I would have constantly been checking. It's like an accountability group. They would help you to set reminders about attending online live sessions, YouTube live sessions, where you need to mark your online attendance and all of that. So because it was mentally draining for me, knowing that I'd missed the deadline, the issue I had mentally was was simple. It wasn't easy. It wasn't as simple as the way I'm saying it now. So I wouldn't have missed the deadline if I can turn back the hands of time. And also in my business management training, I had 90% overall. So if I can turn back the hands of time, I would have done it again and had 100%. So this is to say that you don't necessarily have to score 100 in your business management training to qualify or to be eligible for the money. All you have to do is, number one, be fast. Don't waste time, because I watched a video on YouTube and the person said we should, work at our own pace, we should not rush, blah, blah, blah. I would advise you against such. Please make haste. Don't waste time. So, because along the line, I scored 90%, but after that, I discovered that I could have had 100%. There was a trick to it. And I'm going to be sharing that trick on my channel in my subsequent videos. So, subscribe and turn on your notification bell. I don't advise anybody who's going to apply in 2023 to be like me. Please don't wait for deadlines before you submit. Do everything you want to do as fast as you can. Maybe what helped me was because I did my business management training within 2 days of when the training started. Maybe that was what helped me, even though I had 90%. And some people scored 100% and were unable to move on to business management, to business plan submission and pitch phase. So I would advise, because I believe that Tony Elumelu Foundation is dynamic and they wouldn't want to do the same thing over and over every year. So next year might be different. We enjoyed so much GIIRS this year because there were extensions at every phase. But next year might probably be different. You might not experience that. You might not enjoy that. So I would say, as much as possible, don't waste time. Do what you have to do within the time frame that they set. That's it. How would I advise people who were not shortlisted for this grant this year? My advice to them is that one thing I believe is you have not failed until you have stopped trying. Maybe you should go back to your drawing board. That's why I said you should be flexible in your idea, in your business idea. Don't be rigid. The fact that you are an agric person, you're a poultry farmer, does not mean that you should, stick to poultry farming idea. You should watch maybe documentaries and see the way they do it in some other countries, and then, bring in that uniqueness that you have watched, introduce it to your own current business, and present it to Tony Elumelu Foundation. So basically, don't be rigid, be flexible. If it needs you to, change your business idea, please, why not? Just go ahead and change it. So I want them to understand that they weren't shortlisted not because their business ideas were not fantastic. Of course, their business ideas were probably fantastic, but probably lacked uniqueness. Or maybe they did not do their own works well. And basically, it's also grace. Like people would say on the Telegram group, that is luck. Tony Elumelu Foundation is just luck, because even the owner of the foundation believes so much in luck. But I believe that if they can be flexible enough and make research, the sky is just their starting point. Next year, you just shoot at it, and you'll be specific and be focused, and you'll be better prepared because you already have an idea of what is expected of you. So basically, next year, it will be better. You should not give up. Just try again next year and bring in some form of uniqueness and resilience. Don't give up, because at some point, I was also ready to reapply next year. If I had missed the deadline and if there were not extensions, then I would have applied again in 2023. If you would be applying for Tony Elumelu Foundation grants in 2023, please kindly indicate in the comment section. Let me know so that I'll be sure that I have some people I want to mentor. And if you have any other questions that are pressing and you want me to answer, please do well to ask under the comment section. Once again, I'm going to be leaving Tony Elumelu Foundation website in my description. Do well to check it out, and I will constantly remind you about it, because the application portal will be open 1st January 2023 and will close probably 31st March 2023. We enjoyed an extension this year. It closed 2031st, but we're giving extra grace of like 1 or 2 weeks. I can't remember precisely. But next year, you never can tell. You might enjoy the same extension and you might not. So I would advise from 1st January 2023 through 31st of March, you can start applying for the Tony Elumelu Foundation grant. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. And I hope to see you in my subsequent videos. Bye. I told you I'm not here to mess around, and you've been
acting